God, why am I maxing so loud? God damn. Turn that down a little bit so you can like, yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay. Hello, everybody. Hello. Oh God. I am so tired. Oh my God. Okay. I am fighting wars against jet lag that I'm losing right now. I'm losing. At my time zone. Hello, Cherry. It is 6:09 p.m. I woke up 3 hours ago. Oh my God. I went to bed. I slept for 12 hours straight. I went to bed at 3 p.m., 12 uninterrupted hours, which for me is a little insane because usually like I wake up at least once in the middle of the night, every night, at least once. And it's not like a thing where I feel unrested. I just wake up maybe for a few minutes and then I go back to sleep. 12 uninterrupted hours is absolutely crazy for me. I was up on VCs for most of the night last night. After I got home, I went to Japan, by the way. I forgot to tell anybody that I was leaving, but I went to Japan for a little over a week. And oh my God. Oh God. So I took 4 naps at the airport during my layover coming back home. And then I slept for an hour on the final plane back, you know, like I got a decently okay amount of rest, right? And then I flew for 12 hours, which I slept for about 2 hours of, maybe 2 hours, maybe like an hour and change, right? Because our flight was at the very beginning of the day. And then we had a layover for 6 hours. I spent 6 hours at an airport. Our gate changed like 4 times. That shit pissed me off. But I took like 4 naps there. I fell asleep several times. I fell asleep once on the floor and then the gate changed. And I fell asleep again. Hi, True. Hello. And then I slept again. I slept again on a table. I took like 3 or 4 naps at the airport, and then I got on the plane and I fell asleep again because our flight wasn't that long. So I fell asleep again for most of that flight. So when I got home, I was feeling pretty okay. I was like, I don't need to rest. I feel perfectly fine. Everything's great. My sister and her fiance came over. He made me dinner. He made me burgers for dinner, which I was very excited about. They were very good burgers. And then I spent some time in a VC. A couple of friends of mine want to start a Pathfinder campaign, you know, just kind of shooting the shit as friends. And I don't really have a whole lot of experience at TTRPG, so I was munching on that for a while, kind of watching them play Monster Hunter while I was trying to like make my character. Our session 0 is literally fucking tomorrow. So, you know, I was munching on that for a while, and I ended up being up until like 3 o'clock in the morning because I just didn't, isn't your title in it? Well, I didn't tell anybody, okay, bye. Like, I didn't tell anybody, I'm leaving, goodbye. Like, I fully plan to do one more stream before I left, just to be like, hey, just so you guys know, I'm leaving X day, I'll be back X day, you know, like I just, you know, no streams for a while, blah, blah, blah. I fully did not fucking do that. I did not do that. It was in my plans. I need you to imagine me like sifting through a calendar, like, okay, yeah, it'll be this day, and then it wasn't that day, and I was like, okay, so I'll make it this day, and then it wasn't that day either. And now I was just like, oh fuck. Like, I gotta leave. I made a post on Blue Sky like, shit, somebody tell my Discord that I'm out of the country right now. Thanks for remembering though. That's very sweet of you. Yeah, I ended up being up until 3 in the morning because I felt fine. I was like, I took like 3 naps at the airport. I napped on the plane. You know, like, all things considered, I've gotten a lot of rest today, and it's not like, you know, I've been super active. I've just been sitting on a plane for ages. Like everything's fine. I'm doing good. And then I fell asleep at 3 a.m. and I didn't wake up until 3 p.m. I did not wake up until 3 p.m. And I woke up to all these texts and calls from my parents. Like, are you still alive? My bad. I'm sorry, Mom. But I was just, oh God. It was a lot. And so now I'm sitting here. Hold on. I'm looking for streamer mode on Discord so it's not binging. Streamer mode. There it is. Streamer mode. Okay. We love to sleep. We do love to sleep. Yeah, so it was a lot. And like, even I'm like sitting here, I've had a headache that like will not go away. I have a headache, and like I felt okay. I was gonna try to aim to start stream at 6:30 because I had this headache. And I started to lay down and I was like, you know what? No, like I'm excited. Like I want to stream or whatever. So I'll just get up. I laid down for about 10 minutes and then I was like, you know what? I'll just get up. I'll just start the stream just because, you know, I'm excited to be back. I'm excited to, you know, start actually getting a start on 2025 for the channel. Hello, Pasta. How are you? But now that I'm sitting here, I'm fighting a yawn every 15 seconds. Like, I thought the fight with jet lag was over. It's not, and I'm still losing. Like, fuck. It's okay though. Because I'm happy to be here. I've got some plans. For those of you who have, I don't know if anyone in the chat has been around the channel for that long, but when I first started streaming within like the first year or two, I used to have a monthly stream called Anime Club, and I would assign like an anime, or we would do a poll to vote on an anime every month or so. We did it for a couple of months before, you know, things got kind of out of whack, but I'd like to bring it back. And more than that, I would like to start like hosting viewing nights for the monthly Anime Club, like discussion stream, like in the Discord server. I think that would be a lot of fun. Yeah, that's what I've been thinking about. Trying to legally acquire a different anime every month. And you know, y'all can watch it on your own time, but just to make things as accessible as possible, I have been thinking of holding viewing nights, you know, in the Discord server, watching X number of episodes per week, and then just, you know, coming back and having a discussion about it once a month. Just because, like, okay, I just realized that I don't watch a lot of media. Like, okay, while I was on the 12-hour plane back from Japan to the United States, I watched 5 movies that I had never seen before. I watched Elemental, which was actually a very sweet story that I enjoyed. I watched Moana 2, which sucked, and then I watched all 3 Venom movies, which up to this point I had never seen. I don't want, like, that's why I started originally doing movie nights in the server, which we got to bring that back too. We got to bring back like movie nights on Saturdays. But that's originally why I started doing movie nights in the server too, is because I just need to watch more movies. Like, I had never seen the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies until we did them like for movie night. God, it just, wow, just a lot. I need to consume more media, you know. I need to take more joy in being alive and watching, you know, the I do to do what? True, what are you True, what? Anyway, yeah, I just, you know, I need to, you know, rejoice in the creation of my fellow man, and I think movie nights and Anime Club are a good way to do that. I do. Oh, I do too. I need to consume more media. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. 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 I understand. Fuck. I don't have any plans today other than maybe to tell you about my vacation a little bit. And then also maybe we'll play Hololive Treasure Mountain because I've been like before I left, I was like super obsessed with Hololive Treasure Mountain. Yeah, that's those are the plans for the day. Let's put some music back on just because I feel like if I sit here in silence, I'll fall asleep. All right. Did you meet my Oshi Mori Calliope, the greatest artist to ever exist? This is a joke. Please don't drag me. She performed Go Getters on the creator stage, and that was the only time I had to look at her. It was okay. Let me just talk about the concert because that was like the whole reason why I went. And I went with a cousin of mine who we'd always talked about going to Japan together because it's something that we're both interested in. And I'm sorry, I just got linked. Pato just messaged me the link to the Devil May Cry anime trailer. And he's going, no, that, no, not allowed. Oh my God. I guess they replaced Virgil's VA and he's pretty upset about it. Anyway, so I went with my cousin. Originally, I only wanted to go for 2 days to go to Hololive Super Expo. He was like, but what if we went for like over a week? What if we went for like a whole like week? And I was like, okay, sure, whatever. So we left on the 1st and we came back on the 10th. I was watching the event like a Disney prepper, like those people who dedicate their whole YouTube channels to just being like, this is the best way to plan your Disney vacation. You got to wake up at 3 a.m. so that you can make sure to sign up for all your fast passes 14 days in advance. Like that shit. Like that's what I was doing. For those who are unfamiliar, in order to make it into a big time Hololive event, you have to get tickets, and to get tickets, you can't just buy tickets. Oh, no. That's way too easy. You have to enter 2 lotteries, and just hope you win something from the lottery, right? And it's like per ticket that you want. So there were 4 stages. There's 2 concerts every day. 2 concerts every day over the weekend. And then also, they were doing convention tickets by the day. You could not get like a 2-day pass or anything like that. And they weren't selling. Last year, they sold like packages for overseas fans where you could get 1 day at the convention and then 1 concert ticket. They were not doing that this day either. So you had to go in blind. You just had to make sure you had a flashlight before you headed into the trenches. God, the lottery period, the first lottery period bugged out. I couldn't get into it. I got into the second lottery period and I won tickets for the creator stage. Now, let me tell you something. The 4 stages, okay? The first stage and the second stage were both on Saturday. The third stage is the creator stage. That is on Sunday. And the creator stage is a little bit different from the other 3 stages in that it is purely about spotlighting like producers who do not work for Hololive, right? So Hololive obviously has its own in-house songwriters, producers, blah, blah, blah. In the instances where music is not written and produced by the actual talents themselves, like in the case of Suisei. However, sometimes like a lot of the super famous things, like songs that like blow up online or whatever, those are produced by outside producers. So actually like pretty famous producers, some of which who make work for Vocaloid and whatnot. So like, I don't know. Those who know Deco 27, Deco Nina, in the Vocaloid community 2 years ago in the 2023 Hololive Super Expo, Hololive Fest, I think the 4th fest, instead of doing a creator stage, it was a stage dedicated entirely to songs that were produced by Deco Nina. last year, instead of a general creator stage, it was the Honeyworks stage, where Hololive had produced 2 albums with Honeyworks, one of which being covers and one of which being Honeyworks produced like original songs for Hololive, and it's really good. I love Honeyworks stuff. You should listen to it if you just like anime music and whatever. It's the Honeyworks Hololive albums are really good. But this year was just generally like, you know, spotlighting producers that come from like outside of Hololive. So it was like, I know Giga was there. I would hate to be an artist that has people writing for me. It's rather common in the music industry, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see what producers were there. Yeah, it's common. It's just like, it's not everybody's thing. I can understand that, especially like, bro would not survive as a Vocaloid. Facts. Let me see here. Six Fest, Colorize, Harmony. They had a big list at the beginning of the stage, like of like all of the producers that would have their music featured. I'll find it, whatever. But you know, I've been thinking a lot about Vocaloids lately because I've gotten really into Project Sekai. That's good. I love Vocaloid. I'm kind of a Vocaloid old head though. A lot of the things I'm like, oh my god, this is like one of my favorite Vocaloid songs. It will be a song from like 20 years ago. Like it will be a song from like the early aughts. Sorry, Otto's vocals just absolutely ripped my soul out of my body. Not as much as I've been thinking about Akiyama Mizuki though. Literally fucking me. Like what the fuck? They just put me in the game. I love having moments like that. Yeah, so I got tickets for the creator stage, right? Okay, I got that in the second round of lotteries. They do have general ticket sales, and I was in the fucking trenches for those general ticket sales, but I didn't get anything. Oh my god, chat, I sat there. I was there. I was prepared at the very, very, very like start of like when the general sales tickets dropped, okay? I was there. I was in my seat. Refreshing, getting added to waiting list and then continuing to like refresh in a different window, refreshing the waiting list, refreshing, like just like, oh my god. And like I was there for like 10 minutes straight, just like continuously refreshing because there was so much traffic that the websites crashed. They were down. Like it was literally like I could feel like my blood in my fingertips, and I still couldn't get anything else. But I still feel really lucky and fortunate that, you know, I was able to go to the creator stage, because the creator stage had a lot of Hololive certified hood classics that I was extremely into. Suisei performed Sowade, which is my favorite Suisei song. So very good. I thought they were similar, but Vocaloid is... I thought they were similar, but thought Vocaloid was the more moral way of AIing voices. Come to find out they aren't even close to being the same. No. No, true. Vocaloid is an instrument. It is an instrument. You cannot... It's like holding a saxophone. You cannot simply make music by virtue of owning a saxophone. I tried working with Utau when I was a teenager, but you know, it was a little too hard for me to grasp. Plus, like writing music is not really my thing. I don't have, like, I know Common has a brain for poetry. He just naturally thinks very rhythmically. I do not have that. If I try like making anything like melodically, it sounds terrible. Like it sounds really bad and corny and awful. Yeah, but anyway, I had a really good time. Being in Japan was all about showing up early. Like we spent so much time just in line waiting for things to open, surrounded by people who were also in line waiting for things to open. Like just when it came to the creator stage, when it came to Colorize Harmony, I do Utau stands for Undertale AU. You know what? Now it does. Now it does. The doors for, okay, let me illustrate. Okay. The Colorize Harmony Creator Stage on Sunday, March 9th began at 1 p.m. The doors for the concert opened at 11:30. Okay. I can't. The doors for the concert opened at 11:30. We left the house to ride the train to Makuhari Messe to get everything in line or whatever at 5:45. We left at 5:45. We were originally going to leave at 5, but we left closer to 6. We got on a train. We rode a train to Chiba. And from that train, we rode a bus to the venue. We ended up getting there around like 7:30, 8 o'clock, right? Because the venue opens at 8. The event starts at 9. Oh my God. So we're there. We're there at like 7:30, 7:45. We're in this massive line. There are still so many people. It's like a whole cloud of people. That are all there waiting, right? So we get our wristbands, we head inside. They had to up security and like wristband assurance. I guess some people were trying to fuck around on Saturday. So if you had concert tickets, you had to put they put a wristband on your left hand, and if you had convention tickets, they put a wristband on your right hand. And there were multiple like points where they were holding up signs, and you had to like roll up your sleeves and like hold up your wrists so that people could see like what color wristband you had on which hand and whatever. It was like a whole thing. But after that, okay, we get everything settled. We're trying to figure stuff out. My cousin has to go to the bathroom. I had to figure out where HoloCart picks up. Now, let me tell you about HoloCart. HoloCart is the service. It is an online pickup service for HoloLive events that allows you to order merch in advance and just pick it up at the venue. And also it lets you reserve convention food. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. The HoloLive Super Expo 2025 convention food looked kind of bad. Like, it looked like really fucking nasty. It did not look very good at all, but anyway, it's fine. But I put in a HoloLive cart order for a bunch of merchandise, and I had to figure out where the fuck it picked up, because in all the confirmation emails I got, it never was like, oh, the pickup spot will be determined at the venue, blah, 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 blah. I never was told in advance where that would be. So I started walking around asking people, where it picks up. Right now, here's something you need to know is that most of the staff working at Makuhari Messe for HoloLive Super Expo 2025 were not HoloLive staff. They were Makuhari Messe staff, venue staff. Sorry, this song is getting annoying. Anyway, they were venue staff, so they had no fucking clue what a HoloCart was. And I was like, oh my God, like where? Like, what do I do? And I'm like, it was a whole fucking thing. We got there at like 8:15. And my cousin got into the line for the bathroom, which was like wrapped around and like went down the hall. So I just left him there. I was like, I'm going to go figure out where HoloCart picks up. I'll be right back. I said, I'll be back soon, because I was not right back. I went to two ends of the venue. I was like, hey, where does this thing like pick up? Like goods was like the word that I was using. I was, goods pick up toko, basically something like that. And eventually they did point me in the right direction. And it turned out I had to go somewhere I had already been. I just had not walked far enough. So, okay. The online pickup for HoloLive merchandise at the event, you had to go along the side of the building, right? And you had to walk all the way to the back. You had to go behind the building. And there was a guy who would, look at your confirmation email or whatever and point you to the right line, right? I was in the 9:15 line. Okay. I had to pick it up at 9:15. I was able to like go back there at 8:45. I got there at 8:45 and I was waiting in line with everybody else, and the sun was starting to come up and it was starting to get warm. Cause let me tell you, it was fucking cold. Like it was freezing cold. And it wasn't even the fact that it was like cold, because it was like, like in the 40s or whatever, but it was windy. It was windy and it was terrible. So I had bought Black Market Hollow Lurch. Yeah, literally. Literally, that's what it felt like. And it's going to feel even more like that when I tell you like the actual area where I had to go get my shit. But anyway, I had bought like the, you know, like the hand warmers from the convenience store. I got like sticky patches and then also stuff to put in my shoes. So I've got warmers in my shoes. I've got warmers in my pockets, and I've got one that is like stuck to the undershirt that I have on, because I am wearing 2 pairs of socks, a pair of sweatpants, a pair of jeans, a long sleeve shirt, my convention shirt, and then my convention hoodie over top. And then I also have like all these like warmers and shit inside, so I'm not like freezing to death, because that's kind of what it felt like some of the other days while we were waiting in line, like for Universal in Osaka. Yeah, so they've got like, you know, like the hot hands, like hand warmers, they have those, but they're like in the shape of a toe box. So you put them like in the front of your shoes before you put your shoes on. Where did you find warmers for your, yeah. Yeah, I literally just like, I literally just found them like at the convenience store, and I was like, fuck it, like give me them, like give them to me. Yeah, that's what I had gotten. But anyway, so we're waiting in line forever, and 9:15 eventually comes in and they open the doors. Now, from the confirmation email, you can get like a it's a QR code, right? And you find a staff member who will scan the QR code and then point you to the right line that you have to be. So we go from the back of the building into this unused convention space, right? It's not decorated or anything. So it's like concrete, 4 walls, a floor, and a roof. It's like a gray concrete room. It looks like a warehouse that we walk into. And it's got like a little, like it's got like all the merch you could buy like on display over on the far wall. And then on the opposite wall, there are like 4 or 5 booths, which have like 4 or so lines each. Like there's an A, I think it was A, B, C, and D. And you had to show your QR code to a person who would scan it and tell you which line to get in. I was in group B. And so like I, you know, went from one line to another line, and then, you know, I showed that QR code to like the lady behind the booth who scanned it and whatever. And it was a whole process. Like she came out with this plastic basket full of everything I bought. And then she took each item out one by one and showed it to me. She would scan it and then she would show it to me, and then she would put it like in like another basket. And then she sent me with that basket and also a plastic bag off to a little bagging area on the far wall to get me out of line. And then you would just bag your stuff on your own, hand the plastic basket back, and go on your way. I didn't get done with that until like 10. Like I think it was like 9:30, 10 o'clock, somewhere in there. Like all I know is that like I spent so much time. It did not feel that long either. Because I was waiting in line, and then I was doing a thing, and then I went back upstairs, and I was like, I told my cousin, I was like, I just need a second to eat. I had packed some snacks from the convenience store in my bag. I was like, I just need to put something in my system because like I can't, like I'm hungry as fuck. So after that, I took a little break. And I had like a roll cake, and a rice ball. I ate so many rice balls while I was there. I ate a big rice ball and a roll cake and some dried strawberries. And then we had to get in line to wait for the doors to open at the concert venue, which that happened at like 11:30, and we got in line at like 10:15. So it really was just like, I need to take a break to eat, and then we can get back in line for something else. But it really wasn't that bad because the line, it was outdoors. So it's like Makuhari Messe is like two buildings. So the first building is, I shit you not, it's the size of like 2 or 3 venues squished into one. And then there's the concert like venue where they do all the live performances and whatever. And there's just like a quick like overpass bridge that you cross. But the bridge is outside. So we were waiting for another hour outside. And at this point, it had gotten pretty warm. So while I was bagging my goods, after I was done with all that, I kind of set my bags outside the bathroom, and I went to the nearest bathroom, and I like, you know, took off like all the warming stuff and threw it in the trash because I didn't think I'd fucking need it anymore because it was starting to get really warm. Obviously I did, because then like the line ended up being outside, and I was shivering. We love an overpass bridge connecting 2 buildings out. There were also spiral stairs in certain areas to get back down. It was kind of metal as fuck, I'm not gonna lie. 7-Elevens have everything you possibly desire. Yeah, honestly, I did not set foot in a 7-Eleven while I was there. I went to mostly Lawson stations because they were just what was available. I love it. Yes, like concrete spiral staircases. I was in love. But anyway, we waited for a really long time, right, to get into the building. Okay, they wouldn't let us take any pictures inside the venue, like none. However, you have to believe me when I tell you, by complete luck of the draw, we were seated 3 rows from the front. And I was so fucking excited about that. I was like, oh my God, I was like freaking out. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? By complete chance, we're in one of the first rows. Like, oh my God. Like I was like totally freaking out about it. But then obviously, of course, we had to sit down and we had to wait. We had to wait for the show to actually start an hour and a half later. And it was actually a little bit more than an hour and a half because 1 o'clock came around and they closed the door, and then they had to give everybody a little bit of time to I think that was a sign from the heavens. I thought I was going to die. Like I thought literally like so much shit. Okay, first of all, so much shit went wrong throughout the trip. That I was like, oh my God, but all the stuff that went right went so right that I was convinced I was going to die in a plane crash on the way back. I was like, this is the universe trying to make my last days like so. My God, yeah. The fact that you put down your bags full of, I didn't put down my bags full of merch outside, but I did put down, like I had like a plushie and a couple other things that I just set on the ground outside. I had to like physically remind myself when I got back into the States not to just walk away without some of my things, because in Japan you can just do that. Like in Japan you can set something down, walk away, and it will still be there when you get back in like public train stations and shit. I had to remind myself at the airport when I got back to the States, like, no, you cannot do that here. Like your shit will get yanked so hard. But anyway, yeah, eventually the show started, and I'm gonna say it, but I'm not gonna give you any details. But in the creator's stage video posted onto YouTube, you for a split second you can see my face in it. I'm in some of the opening shots for the Hololive creator stage video. because I was so fucking close to the front. But anyway, it was really, really cool, because let me tell you about the actual arrangement of the stages, right? So there was the stage, we were, Hololive Pippi crossover cover. I'll be awaiting my check. So there was the stage that we were like 3 rows behind, right? We were super duper close to the front. And then there was actually a stage at the back end of the room. So the people who were sitting in the back technically weren't sitting in the back. We were both sitting in the front and the back at the same time, because there were 2 stages that they would hop back and forth between. Going to do nothing with this information because I respect your privacy. That's very cool. And I have, yeah. The room was absolutely full of people. You probably like wouldn't be able to tell like who was me, even if you were really, really looking closely, but I know, and my family knows, and that's what's important. Anyway, so yeah, so there were 2 stages, right? And they weren't performing on both stages at the same time. Here's how it worked. So there was the stage, there was like the big screen, and then there were big TVs on either side that would provide like the cinematic close-up shots for people who like couldn't see all the dancing and performing from where they were sitting. Now, they would hop between the two stages. Every couple of songs, they would go from the front of the room to the back of the room to the front of the room, and then everybody would just be like turning around and whatever. However, all the side TVs were still providing those like cinematic views. So if because when they hopped to the back of the room, suddenly we were in the back, like a row 3 rows from the back. So they were really, really hard to see, but we could just turn around and see like, you know, the cinematic views and whatever. And some of us just cheered for the smaller TVs that were closer to our eyes. I'm fighting it, chat. I'm fighting the jet lag so bad. But it was a lot of fun. And then what really got me, what really got people hyped was that there was a third stage. It was very small, but it came down from the ceiling. It was like a set of screens. Pippi, what if you turn this into a sleeping stream? That'd be funny. It came down from the ceiling in the middle of the room and it rotated. So there was like four or so like screens, you know? So it looked like whoever was performing in there was like performing in a box that just came down from the ceiling. Yeah, it came down from the ceiling like they were in a box and they were singing and dancing in this like spinning box that came down from the ceiling. Like it was so fucking cool. Oh my gosh. It was so cool. The first Hololive song, I don't think anybody in chat was here for my Holo Historia era. But when I first started getting into Hololive music, the first Hololive music artist that I ever discovered was Toa on Spotify. I've been looking through music on Spotify, and some of Toa's music was recommended to me. So the first Hololive song that I ever discovered on my own was Palette. By what the fuck is her last name? Hold on. Tokoyami Toa. Palette by Tokoyami Toa. And she performed Palette it was like a full circle moment. The first Hololive song that I had ever discovered on my own, she was performing it on this like big spinning box, and I was like getting to see it live, and I did almost cry. It was like so cool. It was like such a special moment. Oh God. Let's see who performed. Here, hold on. We're gonna switch gears for a second. Hi, I'm down here now. Yeah, she performed it just for me. It is kind of crazy, isn't it? Oh. Where did I go? Hello? Hello. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so I'm gonna move myself down here. So this is the stage that I went to. There was all of Generation Zero, so Tokino Sora, Roboko-san, Azuki, Sakura Miko, and Hoshimachi Suisei. Which, by the way, okay, for the generally uninformed, Hoshimachi Suisei is like the uncontested queen of Hololive music right now. She released, she toured Japan. She released an album at the very beginning of the year. She went on tour in Japan in January. She had a concert at a absolutely massive venue in Japan sometime in February that people were calling legendary a week after it happened. And while I was there, I saw more, like the amount of Suisei like Ita bags and like decorated paper fans that I saw like blew everybody else like out of the water. Like there was no talent that I saw more represented than Hoshimachi Suisei, and honestly, good for her. I think that's how it should be, because Suisei, if you don't look up, if you don't look into like any Holo members like music, if you look into no one else, look into Suisei. Suisei is the best who ever did it right now, in my personal opinion. We saw Ayami and Subaru and Mio, which I was very, very excited about. Mio is my personal favorite. I love you, Okami Mio. Mio and Ayami performed one of Mio's songs, and it was really nice. It was really cool. I got to see Nekomata Okayu play Mogu Mogu Yummy, and it was really fun just being like in the venue and having an entire like group of people go Mogu Mogu. I've heard a lot of Calliope Mori music. I have opinions about Calliope Mori music. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. There's a short list of songs by Calliope Mori that I don't hate, that I enjoy. I do have my light sticks. I have a Colorize Harmony light stick, and then I brought with me my generic Hololive light stick from a few years ago. there are a list of Calliope Mori songs that I don't really hate, that I actually really enjoy. I think the thing about Mori, she pumps out like so much music, and I think, you know, she has the capacity to be good. But when she makes something bad, it's really bad. Like it's a stinker. Like, I don't listen to her a whole lot anymore, but I do have, like, again, Capsule with Hoshimachi Suisei, a banger, okay? Because Suisei, anything Suisei touches turns into an absolute banger. Oh gosh, it was a lot of fun. One of my favorite performances, is actually viewable like in the free preview of the creator stage. All of Generation Zero, so Sora, Roboko-san, Azuki, and Sakura Miko got together to sing Suisei's Bibi Ba. And then, like, at the midpoint of the song, Suisei like materialized and joined in, and everybody was doing like the little dance with their light sticks. Oh, it was so fucking fun. It was so cool. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was so much fun. It was so much fun. I had a lot of really cool interactions happen also, like in between songs. Probably my favorite was Watame, Yellow Sheep, and Mio. They got together. I don't know if you guys know this, but like everybody has their own like light stick colors. Usually whatever color their background is, like that's their light stick color. Mio's, however, is a little bit of an exception because Mio's color is green. I think the story is that she wanted to be red. She wanted her color to be red. But management basically told her, like, they were like, red is the most popular color in Hololive. You need to pick a different one. And so she picked green because, oh my gosh, because like she's a wolf, and like the whole crowd like lighting up green like would make up Mio's forest, which I think is the most adorable fucking thing in the world. Anyway, so she and Watame were on stage and in between songs, and they told half the venue to light up yellow and then the other half of the room to light up green. And then Watame threw down like a shitty little beat. And Mio would go like, Miosha up, Watame up, Miosha down, Watame down. Like, it was so fun. It was so much fun. Also, Noelle, it's not letting me, I'm trying to like highlight, but Noelle, the silver one in the third column, and Subaru, the third one in the first column. They were also together in between songs, and Noelle told everybody to light their sticks to yellow and then like make hearts over their head for Subaru. It was so cute. So many cool interactions. Iris was also an absolute pleasure to watch on stage. She performed Go Getters with Mori Calliope. And she did a really, really good job. I really loved her. I loved seeing her. Sorry, this is like, I'm doing like a little, this is a playlist that I put together with Pluto a long while ago, for something specific that we were thinking about. I'm just not feeling all the music on it. Yeah, everything, like it was so much fun. Unfortunately, like some of the talents were only on stage like for a little bit, like Fuamoko. I was a little disappointed that they weren't on stage a little bit more than they were. I kind of wish I saw a little bit more of Mio. However, somebody who was on stage a lot, Hosho Marine. Hosho Marine was on stage like 3 separate times. She sang I'm Your Treasure Box. She sang 3 with Kobo Kanaeru, which if you haven't heard 3, holy fuck. That's the banger of all bangers. And then what was the other song? Hold on. She sang like her main theme. Let me see if I can't find it on Spotify. Hosho Marine. Is it this one? Yeah, this one. She's saying 3 because that's how many times she was on stage. Yeah, genius shit. Yeah. She killed it every single fucking time. Like she killed it. Like, hold on, it's dark in my room. I gotta turn on my light. Anyway, I'm gonna pause the Hololive music because when we play Hololive Treasure Mountain, I'm gonna be playing the Hololive music in the background. So I'm gonna put a pause on that. Okay. So it was so much fun. So much fucking fun. I would go back and do this again in a fucking heartbeat. Especially trying to get into more shows. Okay, I wanted to do the creator stage and then try to get into Hololive stage 3. After doing all that, because I believe the creator stage, the creator stage is the biggest stage of the show. It has the most talents, right? However, basically everybody that I wanted to see who was not performing at the creator stage was performing at stage 3. So specifically Fubuki, Korone, Gura, Ina, Crony, like everyone else who I kind of like who was not performing on the creator stage was performing at stage 3. So I like really wanted to get into stage 3. However, after doing the creator stage, leaving the convention, getting something to eat, we had to find a luggage because we bought so much shit that I had to get a second luggage to like bring it all home in. The idea of like staying for another like few hours of like concert after that, oh my gosh, I'm kind of glad I didn't do it. And the next time I apply, I'll be shooting for stages on different days. Because oh my gosh, like it was so much. It was a lot. Day 1, Hololive stage 2 was Murasaki Shion's final live. She announced shortly before the event that she would be graduating. Thank you for your service, Shion. I hope that, I hope that whatever she does in the future is good for her and she has a good time. God, yeah, no, it was so much. It was so much fun. It was so much fun. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to do it again. I cannot wait to do it again. Cannot wait to do it again because there's no fucking way that I'm like not gonna do it again. The next time Hololive English comes to America, I know they're gonna do it on the coast. I know that shit is gonna happen in California or New York, but fuck. I'm going, man. I'm going. Maybe we could do like a meet and greet. Anybody who has the money can come get a napkin signed by Pibby Ananasa. I'll sign your MCU Funko Pop. Oh my gosh. Gosh. It was so fun. It was so good. I had such a good time. I caught some of the confetti that they shot out after the last song. And yeah, I brought it home. So I have three strands of Color Rise Harmony confetti that I'm very upset about. Yeah. come to the next Hololive English American concert. I'll sign your dirty laundry. We have to pop in and out like a kid getting let out the good. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for saying hello. I missed you a lot. I missed all y'all. So if you gotta pop out at this stream at any point, don't worry about it. We'll be here for a little bit because this was just one part of this was one day of the trip. I still have like a week to get through. Like, I'm not gonna tell you guys about like the frustrating parts just because like I don't want to be out here dunking on my own flesh and blood, especially because I know that he watches my streams. So if I like if I like air my frustrations and he pops in like, hello, hope all is well, I'm gonna have to be like, ha ha, fuck. Can you also sign my clean laundry, or does it have to be? No, it has to be dirty. I'm doing a sniff test. And if that shit smells like a Tide Pod, I'm handing it back. I'm gonna be here, but I gotta think about what I want to do. Okay. I hope you have a fun time thinking. If I stare at you, does it help you with your thinking? Oh my gosh. So yeah, that was the Hololive concert, and I was so into it. It was so fun. Also, I'll just start at the beginning of my trip. So the first day we flew into Tokyo, and we had to get to Osaka because that was where our first hotel was, because we went to Universal Studios Japan, which is in Osaka. And so we took a plane, right? Into a train, and that train took us to the bullet train, which would drive us. Oh, gross. Get out of here. Get blocked. Get banned, robot. Anyway. So we took a plane to take a train to take the bullet train. Now that bullet train took us 3 hours to Osaka, right? We had to take that bullet train to a train that would take us to a train that would take us to our hotel. So the first day was entirely travel. We did not do anything. However, we stayed thank you, Snoop. Anyway, we stayed at a hotel on the Universal Studios property. We stayed at the Parkfront Hotel, Universal Studios Japan. Let me do a proper review. Parkfront Hotel, Osaka. Let me see if I can't get some room pictures. So every floor has like a different theme, I think. And our floor was the California Modern. I flew, my layover was in California, and then I was like, I messaged my Californian friends. I was like, I'm leaving this stupid state. This place sucks. I hate California, by the way. For anybody curious, I despise California. It sucks. I hate California. But I left California being like, I'm going to leave this stupid state. And then I got into the hotel and we were on a California themed floor. Let me see. Y'all got show me your rooms. Show me your rooms. Is there not like a facility answer? The staff was very nice. I ran into like hardly anybody I ran into was ever like even a little bit mean in Japan. There was like 2 instances where I ran into somebody who was rude. The first time when I was at Sanrio Puro Land in Tokyo, there was a high school girl like in front of me who was like very clearly making fun of me to like show off to her friend. And then on the day that I went to HoloFest, there was a woman. I sat down with my gaudy Hololive hoodie, and the woman sitting next to me on the train moved seats. And she almost immediately, within like 30 seconds, got up and moved somewhere. That one was more funny than hurtful though, because she couldn't stand it. She like clutched her purse and like stood up and like moved like 2 seats away. It wasn't even like she moved far though. She scooted once over to the left, and I was like damn, okay. Anyway, so staff at the hotel of the park front was very, very, very nice. I want to find pictures because we had like 2 beds. I would have moved from you too. I'm gonna be real. That's so funny. Yeah, no, Hololive had for the convention, they had like a they had like a special hoodie made that was made specifically for you to like hang your merch on. And that woman, I sat down next to that woman wearing that hoodie and she got up and moved. Anyway, I'm trying to find like pictures of like a similar room to the one that we stayed in because it was fun. So first of all, there was I'm gonna have my make my cursor visible. Capture cursor. No? There we go. Okay. So they did have a Lawson convenience store that it was 24 hours and it was attached to the hotel. So whenever I wanted, I could just go in and buy a rice ball or some candy or some snacks or whatever. And I did absolutely take advantage of that. Because of jet lag and all that stuff, I was waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, basically every morning, and just starting my day at 3:30 to 4 a.m. And at that point in time, like the fresh food for the day had already been put out. So usually my breakfast would be like a rice ball with like tuna or salmon and mayo, and a box of fresh strawberries, and like a yogurt drink. They had like those like yogurt shake drinks. They had those, except they come with like little straws, and you like puncture the straw, like the top is sealed, kind of like a cup of boba or something, and you like pierce the top like it's a juice box or a Capri Sun, and you just drink your yogurt. That was my breakfast more often than not. However, also starting at like 6:30, we did this one time. Where's the picture? Where's the picture? What the fuck? I think it's under accommodations. Okay, hold on. Pause on that. Oh, wait, these are all the room pictures. Okay, wait. Dining. Yeah, okay. So this is a picture of the of the buffet that they had. They had a breakfast buffet every morning. And so back here they would have like rice and like pickled vegetables or whatever, and they had a machine that you would press a button and it would just dispense as much rice as you told it to dispense into your bowl. And then they had like a refrigerator right next to it with all the raw eggs in it, so you could have like rice and raw egg with soy sauce and stuff. I had that one morning for breakfast and it was delicious. I topped it with soy sauce and like green onion. It was so good. They had a lot of juices over here. And then for breakfast, this middle panel or whatever was full of it was like a fruit bar. It was yummy as fuck. Over here they would have like soups and whatever. And if you walked a little bit further this way, like not shown by the camera, they had like their own, they had like a chef who would cook things. They had like their thing was like specialty French toast. I didn't end up trying the French toast, but it was like a thing. It was a deal. So we only ended up having this once because our days ended up starting a lot earlier than breakfast. Like I said, we'd be up at like 4:30 and then breakfast would start at 6:30. Food that isn't this weird damp pork chop. Darn, I'm sorry about your damp pork chop. But yeah, like it's Hawaiian themed. I don't know if you can tell, but this buffet is Hawaiian themed. They have palm trees and like the signs. I'm late.
Spo
Hey, Spoon.
he remains beefy.
Thank you so much for the 22 months. First of all, that's so awesome. That's so lovely. It's so good to have you here. Secondly, hi. Sorry that I'm late. My bad. I've been gone. I'm talking about my trip right now. So if you want to stick around, I'll continue to talk about my trip. Yeah, this whole thing, it was like Hawaiian themed. I'm not really sure why the buffet was Hawaiian themed, but that was just the theme. So it was Hawaiian themed, and then like the actual hotel, was like time travel themed. Like the lobby was like time travel themed. It was an experience for sure. Yeah, but they had pretty good food. Okay. They also had, because we were in like a big touristy like plaza for Universal Studios Japan, they had restaurants and stuff attached to the outside of the hotel as well. One of them was this place called Strawberry Fetish. I know how it sounds. However, it was just candied strawberries, like on a stick. That shit was so good. That shit was so fucking good. Oh my God. It was just like it was a crunchy like sugar glaze on top of the strawberries, and they put on a stick, and oh my God, it was so good. They also had Shake Shack, because God forbid I ever escape California. Okay, let's see. Accommodations. Guest room. We had a we had a city view room. Hello? Hello?
Until the ice remains beefy. 15 months. Loki forgot you were a streamer.
What the fuck is happening? Thank you for the hype train. Thank you for the 15 months, Pato. Oh my... Pato moment. Hi. It's been so long since we've had a hype train that I totally forgot that that's what I set the hype train theme to be. Oh God. Oh God. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the hype train.
Spo and put chemicals in the water and turn 10 frogs gay.
10 frogs gay. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Spoon. Oh my God. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I've never heard that before in my life. Yeah, no, it's wait, properties, Google Chrome, pizza, pasta, put it in a box. We'll do the Miku version. You're welcome. I'm trying to find the kind of room that we had, because we were on the we were in the orange room. I think something like this. Very similar. 2 twin beds and one. Yeah, I think we had this one. One of these, 2 twin beds and 1 extra bed. Thank you so much for the gifted subs. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that so much. Damn, this one has 3 beds. Ours had 2 beds, and then we had like a futon couch, like a couch that you could take the cushions off, and it would be like an extra bed. And the bathroom was very similar to this right here. I wish there were more pictures of it. But it was like, so you had the bathroom, which was like the sinks. What is we had like a bathroom which was like the sinks and the towels and whatever, and then I don't know if you can see this little sliver right here, but your shower was like a whole wet room where they had like a they had like a bathtub or whatever, and you know, in like a nation that like takes baths regularly, the bathtub was like, it was like the size of your body. Like you could fit inside the bathtub should you so choose to take a bath. And I took multiple baths because my body was in a lot of pain. But also the whole room is the shower. Like the entire room is the shower, and this door seals. And you can just like step out of the bathtub and like shower right there. That shit was so cool. I decided that if I ever own a home, which is unlikely, but if I ever do, I want a bathroom just like this. Because that was so, it was so cool. It was actually bussin'. And then every floor here, hold on, I gotta crack my back. Ugh. Every floor. Every floor had a washer and dryer. I'm gonna unlock this for a second and like zoom out so you can, there we go. There we go. Okay. Would that also mean you pee in the shower? Yeah, who doesn't pee in the shower already? What? Anyway, no, the toilet was in like a different room. Like there was, so there was this one room with the sinks and the shower, and then there was a separate little like super small like closet room that had the toilet in it. And yes, the toilet had a bidet. Any toilet, not only was any toilet that was worth its salt, like had a bidet in Japan, right? However, also every toilet that was worth its salt in Japan was heated. The seat was heated, and I would sit my cold butt down to a warm toilet, and it was just so wonderful. Yeah, like the most pleasant surprise. I cannot illustrate to you how much of a pleasant surprise. Maybe help, I'm scared. Pizza pasta is 8 years old. I'm sorry about pizza pasta being 8 years old. I cannot describe to you what a wonderful surprise it is to like sit down and just the toilet is warm. Like you would think that would feel weird, but no, it's wonderful. It's so wonderful. Oh my goodness. What is this hype? What? Ah, cool. A hype chest. Thank you guys for the hype train. I appreciate that so much. But yeah, it was very interesting. Here's my thing, okay? If you guys ever plan a trip to Japan and you're thinking about going to the Parkfront Hotel, here's my only stipulation. The beds are hard as fuck. Like you sit down and you feel box spring. They're like, it's like sleeping on a brick, like for real. I don't know if it was just my floor, if maybe we didn't have like a beefed up enough room at the Parkfront Hotel, Universal Studios Japan. However, in my personal opinion, the bed's so hard, like way too hard. And that wasn't really a thing at our hotel in Tokyo, at least not in my personal opinion. But yeah, that was my stay there. We stayed there for like, I honestly kind of like wish we would have stayed there a little bit longer. Because it really was it was a nice hotel. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. Next, the first day we went to Universal Studios Japan. It was really cool. We showed up early enough that we didn't need a timed entry pass for Super Nintendo Land, which was like the whole reason why my cousin wanted to go. However, it started pouring rain. Like it was pouring rain. It was just oh my gosh. So because it was cold and also pouring rain, we only ended up staying there for like 2 hours. We did go on the Yoshi ride though. Hold on, wait. Japan Super Nintendo World. Are there pictures? We went on the Yoshi ride. Find an attraction. Where's the Yoshi? The Yoshi ride was actually so fun. It was like super slow, but it like gave you a view of the entire Super Nintendo world. Let's see. Yoshi. Yeah, Yoshi's Adventure. What the heck? There's no picture. But anyway, you got into the Yoshi. You got into a Yoshi and it took you on a really slow ride throughout the whole park. And there were some tunnels and whatever where Yoshi's Island shit was happening. They had like Yoshi's Island animatronics that were going on. Like Baby Mario was riding a Yoshi. And it was really, really, really cool. Big appreciator of the Yoshi ride. You should definitely do the Yoshi ride. But we did that. And because it was raining, like there were no characters out or anything. So it was like we spent 2 hours there. And then we were like soaking wet and freezing cold. And so we ended up just going back to the hotel that day. I have Japanese McDonald's. They have their menu is mostly the same, but they've got a couple different things. I had their teriyaki chicken sandwich, and it's messy, but it's so good. Imagine it's just like a McChicken, except like the chicken is like a katsu, so it's like super crispy on the outside, and they've dipped the whole thing in like teriyaki sauce. Did you have the spot chicky? No, my cousin did though, and he said it was quote pretty good. I also tried some of his shakapote, which is like the shake potatoes. The shaky fries that you shake in a bag. They weren't bad. Pretty good. But I really loved my teriyaki chicken sandwich. Goodness gracious. It's getting darker in my room, so like the fatigue is coming back even though I've only been awake for a couple hours. What else can I tell you about Universal? Oh, we ended up going home pretty early, right? And then okay, so I only meant to spend like 1 day at Universal. So I only bought us one ticket each to Universal at the start. However, my cousin was like, let's come back tomorrow. And I was like, okay, technically I did leave the entire second day in Osaka free. So if we wanted to go back to the park, we could go back to the park. But if we wanted to do other things, we could do that too. So it's like, sure, we can go back to the park. We woke up early a second day with the idea of we're going to get snacks in the convenience store and we're just going to wait in line because the line. So the Universal Studios opens at like 9:30, 8:30. Hi, Steamy. Thanks for the first time chat. It opens at like 9:30, I think 8:30, on the days that we were there. And people started lining up at the metal detectors at 5. Like something insane like that. Our first day there, we were literally looking outside of our window because we got a city view room. Can I ban this guy? I know him, sure. Oh, my roommate is home. I can hear the door unlocking. We were like our first day there, we were like looking out the window, like, what the hell? Like, what are all of those people doing? They were just getting in line. Like they were literally just getting in line 3 hours early. So we went at like 6:30 or so on the second day to start getting in line. Okay. And we got our snacks from the convenience store. I got, my rice ball, my yogurt drink, my strawberries. I think I also got like a katsu sandwich while I was there, like those packaged sandwiches that they have. And so we were standing in line and I was eating my food. And he was refusing to eat his food because he was like really convinced that people were giving us weird looks for eating, even though like I saw several other like young people
Quiz 4025
like
remains
in line eating.
months.
Like
I
there was a
knew I
guy
was
with an
on the wrong
entire
account.
package of mini puddings that he was just like sitting there eating. I was like, dude, no one is looking at us weird. Like everybody else is literally doing the exact same thing that we are. Oh my gosh, like I'm getting so many like resubs or whatever. Thank you for the 10 months. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Wow. Thank you. But anyway, so I was eating. He was kind of acting weird that day. I'm not really sure why, because he ate a little bit of his food after he was watching me do it for a while. And after a while of waiting, like we had our umbrellas out and everything because it had started to rain again. He was like, he'll turn to me. Wow, maybe you should disappear for a month. No, I will try to make this sub worth it. Okay, I will make an honest effort to stream enough to make your subscription worth it. Thank you so much. But like after a little while of like standing here and waiting, he like turned to me and he was like, I'm regretting this decision. I don't want to be here. I'm just too cold. I'm regretting this. And I was like, okay. I was like, today's completely free. We're not like financially committed to this. Like we don't have to be here if you don't want to be here. And he was like, okay. And then we immediately turned around and we left. But that had like internally like prepared my brain to like be there after we had not prepared to be there. So my brain was like in like theme park mode, and then we just left and I was like, okay. However, we also did that day, because we had nothing planned, I was like, why don't you rest for a little bit and then why don't we go see Osaka Castle? So we went to go see Osaka Castle. I wish I had like next time I'll have like a little what do you call it? A slideshow. I'll have a little slideshow of all the pictures I took to play on one side of the screen. But we went out and we saw Osaka Castle, and it's nice. It's, if you like history and architecture, I would recommend going to see Osaka Castle. They don't allow you to take pictures on the museum, at the museums on the 3rd and 4th floor, but everything else is pretty much free game, and it was really interesting to go and see. I really like appreciated being there. I really loved being there as somebody who like geeks out about history and whatever. They have plaques and columns or whatever that give you information like at all points of like walking up to the hotel, the castle. Goodness gracious. Walking up to the castle, like they give you information about the walls and certain areas of the courtyard and like all that kind of stuff. So if you want to like really like read and learn about like the areas that you're standing in and like historically what they have been and what they've meant, to the country, like I would absolutely like recommend going and like reading all the signs that you can. It was a lot of fun. However, right next to this, like if you exit Osaka Castle and then you just keep going straight, there's a second building that is built to kind of look like a castle, but like a medieval European castle. Like it's got like the I'm definitely like overselling this. It was like a big brick building. And it has a bunch of cafes and like some novelty anime stores in it. Like it's clearly like a tourist trap place. However, it has in the basement, it has one of my favorite things that we went to go do. And it has a figure museum where it has different figures and dioramas and everything on display. And they're all from different years. So there's some really old collectibles. There's some super expensive collectibles. One of my favorite things is they had a life-sized Rei Ayanami figure. And she was just chilling. She was just standing there. I definitely got a picture with her. A second castle has struck Osaka. That's kind of what it was like. But like they had like a big like Ava 01 figure. There was a life-size Rei Ayanami figure. There were there were 3 other life-size figures. They were like fairies or something. I didn't know what they were from, but they were super pretty. And they had a lot of Evangelion dioramas too. Some of my favorite displays though is they had old Haruhi Suzumiya figures from like 2008 in a window that like I was really excited to be looking at. And God, I'm just looking at this castle. It's so pretty. I'm so glad I went. But yeah, they had they should add a life-size Akiyama Mizuki figure. Oh, don't worry. I'll write that in an email. I'll let them know. Gosh, they had the only thing that they surprisingly they didn't have anything Gundam in there, which was very strange. But they had like Godzilla. They had figures of like nature figures, like animals and whatever, in one room. They had super old like full sets of like like surprise box collections on display. Like it was actually so fucking cool. It was really really cool. And then like the back near the gift shop, they had like a big line of like gashapons. I participated in a Denny's, like a Japanese Denny's gashapon, and I got the Denny's sign that I can construct and put in one of my cabinets now. Oh, I love this song. I'm very thrilled about it. About my wait, can I look up like the Denny's gashapon set? Yeah, the Denny's gashapon set. I got the sign. This one right here. Real life is kind of like an anime if you think about it, just with less Miku. That's true. That's actually very true. Whenever I like wake up in the morning, and I'm waking up late, I'm like, this is just like an anime. I'm like waking up late and I'm making toast for breakfast. That's just like what happens in anime. Sorry, I really love this song. I love this song. This song is really good. Waking up at 3 p.m. This was just like an anime. That was me today. I woke up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and I was like, oh my God, just like an anime. I get some noodles because I'm poor and I literally can't afford anything else. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm just like Konata Izumi right now. Did you feel like you were on a slice of life anime walking around the super kawaii streets of Japan? Of course, yeah, obviously. I saw people trying to live their day-to-day life and I was like, wow, the detail on these background characters is so cool. I really love your embrace of Western hip-hop. What? I do. This is exactly something Mizuki would do. An anime girl. I mean, they. Go piss, girl. I mean, they. Yeah, no, it was, I had so much fun. I got Denny's gachapon. It was great. It was so great. But what's important about this day is not the fact that I went and I saw a historical wonder. No. It's not that at all. It's that I told my cousin, I was like, the rain is supposed to stop at 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening. So if you want to, we can go back to Universal Studios because at that point we will have been avoiding the morning crowd. And he said, okay, that sounds like a great idea. And I was like, perfect, awesome, amazing, wonderful. I'm glad we had this conversation. So we got something to eat at a historical wonder of the world. Who the fuck cares about that? I was going back to Nintendo World. But also in the same building as the figure museum was sorry, the squirrels are fucking around outside again. I'm gonna go close my blinds real quick because now it actually is dark. Oh God, my legs. Anyway, in that same building, there was a cafe that we got our lunch at, and I got a really delicious bowl of udon and some takoyaki, which, okay, I have to say it, I don't really like takoyaki all that much. The flavor is delicious. Like the flavor, it tastes so good. However, the texture is just, I'm not vibing with it. It's just like, it's a really, really small piece of octopus inside of like a ball of mostly mayo. And I just wish the the octopus to mayo to breading like ratio was like a lot better than it is, because unfortunately both times that I've had takoyaki, both in America and Japan, it's just been primarily mayo, and I just don't really, I don't like it. It's too goopy. But my udon was fucking delicious. It was delicious. It was amazing. I had so much soft serve while I was there, so I had lunch and some ice cream, and then we headed off back to the hotel because my phone was dying and I needed to give it some time to charge and whatever. And so that's what we did, right? But then we got back to the hotel and my cousin was like, "Ah, I am so tired. I'm going to take a nap." And I let him take a nap until like 4 o'clock when the rain was supposed to stop, right? Because I needed time to let my phone charge. So I was like, "Okay, yeah, you can take a nap. I'll be charging my phone, and I'll just, stir you at like 4 when the rain stops and we can go back," right? And then I stirred him at 4 and he was like, "No, I'm sorry." He could apologize and he was like, I'm so sorry. I just don't want to go. I just want to rest. Blah, blah, blah. I don't feel good. And I was like, fuck. And then I was like, sorry, this is getting the funny little pin of the stream for right now. Anyway, and so I was like, you know what? I was talking to my mom about it, and I was like, I got my brain ready to go back to the park today, and now it doesn't look like we're going to. And she was like, "Girl, go alone." And I was like, I can do that, can I? I can do that. I'm an adult. I can go to Universal Studios Japan alone. And so I did. I went alone and I had a fantastic time. I got a picture with Princess Peach. And I bought the little like fun like princess case that you can buy the photos in. And I got a picture with Toad. And I got to play the Yippee and Pin. And I went on the Mario Kart ride, which was like, it's really trippy, right? So they give you like this dinky little like Mario head visor to put on. And then when you get like physically in the ride, which by the way, the Mario Kart, like it's a dark ride on a track, which by the way, my cart was pink. I got a pink one. But anyway, they give you a little headband. And then when you step into the cart, there's a pair of goggles that's like attached physically to your to your cart, and you put the goggles on over the headband. Universal Studios Mario Kart. Yeah, so like you attach the goggles like to your head visor. And so there are screens that like there's like props and like screens that are like playing like the scenario that's going on like in your Mario Kart whatever. However, like you've got the AR goggles on too, so there's like all the characters that you're seeing are like on your AR goggles as opposed to like on the screens and in the setting around you. So it's such a trippy experience. It's like I don't even like it's oh my gosh, it's it's trippy, but it's like so cool. And you and you have to like you're given like a hold on, wait, let me. Yeah, you got like your steering wheel and whatever, and it has like buttons on it, and you aim by like with your head. You like have to look at the Koopas and whatever the fuck, smashing Koopas. And you like you aim just by looking at them, and you press the button to like throw shells. It's interesting. Yeah, let me see if there's a video of it. YouTube. Oh, not even close. Universal Studios Mario Kart ride. I spent hours of my life stomping Koopas. Silence Ice Cube. I have to show the Mario Kart ride. I wonder how, okay, so first of all, the line goes through Bowser's castle. And it's like, this stuff is so cool. There's like a bunch of, like, he has a library that has like a bunch of funny little books in it. I think the one of the books that I took a picture of was like sibling rivalries and how to weaponize them or something like that. Like, it's so quirky and like so funny, just like spending time, even just standing in line. It was so fucking cool. I was like, while I was there alone. So I was, you know, texting my mom about like my whole experience, because I knew that if she found out that I had gone alone, she'd worry. So I was like sending her pictures and texting her about my experience while I was there. Here's the tutorial video that they give you for like figuring everything out. It does, like, okay, it doesn't have any words, which you could say is like a benefit, so that way nobody in line is like confused if they're not Japanese. But like, it did take me a while to figure out what the fuck was going on while I was watching this, because you don't actually get access to the AR goggles until you're in the ride. So for a while for me, I was like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on? But yeah, for the most part, it's pretty self-explanatory. Steering the wheel doesn't actually do anything to your cart, but you have to like, it's like a timing mini game, that you steer your wheel alongside the cart as it goes back and forth so you can earn more points. It's a whole lot of fun. It was very quick though. I kind of wish it was a little bit longer. Stomping Koopas. So it's a competitive ride. Yeah, kind of. You're like, you're working together with the other people like on your cart to like get more points than everybody else. I think my cart got like 150 points, and the highest score of all time was something like 350 points. Like it was kind of crazy. I was kind of bending my brain trying to figure out like trying to figure out how that you could like manage that. Yeah, so it's like a dark ride on a track. It's a little bit more strict than like, you know, the fancy shit they got at Disney World in Japan. It doesn't like Tokyo Disneyland have like the Winnie the Pooh ride has like a super duper high tech dark ride that doesn't like run on a track or anything. So they give you a practice round before the race actually starts. And like, can you see how this would be fucking trippy? Because like you're running through this ride, there's screens, there's like props, there's everything, but then also you're wearing like screen goggles that make everything look like you're inside of a 3DS. It was really fun. It was so fun. I'm getting thirsty. I need to go get a water. But I want to be able to keep talking to you guys while the video is playing. Gosh, like I feel like the AR stuff was like so distracting that I barely saw any of this like super cool like practical like props and effects. It's so fucking cool. At this point now, I'm just like I was there and I'm still like entranced like watching this because it's so elaborate. Well, you have to make sure like when you I fucked it up, and I'm pretty sure the kid who was sitting next to me, the literal child sitting next to me, was like a lot better at it than I am. But like you had to make sure you were actually looking at like, because like the Koopa kids were there, so like you had to make sure you were looking at like the Koopa kids and like Bowser when you were like throwing your shells, because if you accidentally hit a good guy, you wouldn't get any points for it. Yeah, the kid was locked the fuck in. Like, I'm pretty sure the kid slayed a lot harder than I did. But you know, my cousin asked, like, if you lived, within like a train ride's distance of Universal Studios Japan, like, would you get like a season pass? And my theory was, because I live kind of close to a theme park here, and I was like, well, I don't have a season pass to that theme park, but like, so like, I don't think I would get one to Universal Studios. And then he was like, well, you can just like take a train to a station that's like right next to it. Like, you don't have to worry about like driving or anything. You can literally just take a train and make a day out of it whenever you wanted, if you had a season pass. And I was like, that's a great point. Like, that's a great point. Like, the park is not in the middle of nowhere. Like, you know what, like, if I lived in Osaka, like, I might, and I would get very good at the Mario Kart ride, and I would be able to completely annihilate all children who ever tried to face me. Oh, this part was fun. You got like star power and the whole thing lit up with rainbows. It was so fucking cool. God, this is so cool. Oh my god. This is so cool. Good public transportation makes me wet. Yeah, I'm one of those people who came back yearning for public transit and bidets in public spaces. This ride was so cool. I'm so glad I took the time to go be on it. Because originally I wasn't too interested, and I was like, you know what? I've got some time. Why don't I go play the Mario Kart ride? And yeah, God. I'm so glad that I did. I've never been on public transportation. Okay. My city, like, it doesn't really have public transportation. We have one metro line, I think. We do have a metro, but it's not like in Japan, we did not drive anywhere. We didn't take any taxis anywhere. No Ubers, no nothing. We took one bus. And that was to get from the train station to the venue for HoloFest. But like, other than that, it was trains everywhere. And as a person, like, not to dunk on my cousin, however, if you're paying attention, the train system is very, very easy to figure out. And I'm extremely glad that I was able to experience it, because it was fucking heavenly to just walk in, to just pay a couple dollars, walk in, sit down, like, go somewhere and leave. Like, it is so much less stressful than worrying about gas and oil changes and whatever the fuck. And I'm just so happy. And I want one. I want the United States to be united by a fucking rail line again, okay? Come on, man. I think we should shoot Elon Musk dead in the street so he can't do any more stupid Tesla loop shit. And I think we should start building railroads again, because it would be so fucking cool. It would be the greatest thing in the fucking world. Nope, you get Tesla tunnels. No! 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 I will not buy a Tesla. I will not consume. In Colorado, you could take the train from Denver to Cali. We need trains and buses and walkable cities. Trains, buses, walkable cities. Trains, buses, walkable cities. I cannot stress this enough. I am no longer asking. Trains, buses, walkable cities. I'm gonna look up the Toad Cafe too, because after the Mario Kart ride, I went to the Toad Cafe. God, I can't fucking type. Toad Cafe, Super Nintendo World. I don't want the Hollywood version.
First things first.
Okay, also, I I did not realize that a lot of the names for everything in Mario like Japan were different from in English. So like, no, shut up. I just want to see the food. So like Toad in Japan is called Kinopio, and I didn't catch on. Also Boo is called Teresa. And I got a little lanyard with Boo on it that I used to keep my train pass and my hotel keys in, and also my spare coins. And I was confused as to why it said Teresa, and I thought maybe I had gotten like a custom lanyard or whatever. And then I realized, I was like, wait, no, that's just what it's called here. Okay, that right there. This is what I got to eat. It was like teriyaki chicken with vegetables and pineapple on top, and then this like rice. This is rice. And I'm pretty sure it's like rice cooked in chicken broth as opposed to water, which is why it's yellow. Delicious, really good. I was expecting it to be kind of shit, but it was actually pretty good. And then I got the Princess Peach cake, and the lemon drink, which I'll point out when the camera gets to it. This place was so cool. There was so much effort put into the theming of like everything. Rice. Oh yeah, if you cook your rice in chicken broth instead of water, like in your rice cooker, it comes out fucking scrumdiddlicious. This drink right here. So it was like, it was kind of like a carbonated lemonade. I don't know if it was lemon or yuzu anymore. I think it was lemon. Got Princess Peaches. What? I got her cake, baby girl. Y'all wish you were me. So it was like it tasted like a carbonated lemonade with like fruit jellies inside it. It was really good. And it was really simple. Like you, I don't care about these people. You scanned a QR code while you were in line and you made your order, and then you just showed your order number to the person at the counter who would give you a table number, and then you would pick up your drinks and the waiters would show you to a table. It was so cool. It was so cool. The drinks were kind of small, I won't lie to you. So I tried to drink it slowly, but it was delicious. I have no idea what this whipped cream drink this guy is drinking is, but that was delicious. It was really good. I do not care. I do not care. Yeah, so you had like fruit flavored jellies in it. Why didn't he stir it? It like the staff specifically tells you to stir it up a bunch. What the fuck? Show me the cake. Yeah. I got this cake. It was delicious. It was delicious. Everything was edible. So like this note and the stars are like shortcakes. These two stars are white chocolate. These are like little peach spheres. And then it's like a sponge cake with like whipped cream, and it's got raspberries. And then on the inside, like in between the cake layers, were like slices of strawberries. Oh, it was delicious. It was big. It's obviously made for more than one person, but like, oh, it was amazing. I couldn't finish it, but it was delicious. It was amazing. It was so good. And when you get everything to eat, right, when the oh my gosh, by the way, my waitress was like this really pretty, like bigger woman. Oh my, she was so beautiful. Oh, she was my waitress. My waitress was so beautiful. I go to sleep every night and I dream about my waitress at the Toad Cafe. Anyway, when you're served your food, they offer to take your phone and take a picture of you like with your food. And she was like really nice, and whenever they take your picture, she instead of being like 1 2 3 or whatever, instead of being like say cheese or whatever, they tell you to say okie dokie like Mario. Like it's so cute, it's so pretty. All this food looks good though. Some of this is from the winter menu though, which was not because we were there in early March. Technically it wasn't winter. There in Japan, it was like March 1st came and everybody was like, it's spring. Everybody was like, this is the spring special. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, cause like here it's like March is still like, March is like a 4th month of winter. I was really surprised at like how much spring stuff was already out. Anyway, so this mushroom right here, it's like it's like a pizza bowl. I'm not really sure what these are. They didn't have these. But this is a layer cake. I think this is also a cake, question mark. I'm not really sure. But they have like spaghetti, and then like this over here, which is like a vegetable platter. It was very delicious. It was very, very yummy. And also, okay, you know how like when you go to the Rainforest Cafe, they have like those periodic rainstorms. There were some times where these windows were just like playing videos of like toads fucking around, like doing cartwheels and playing like leapfrog and shit. Sometimes Bowser would just show up. Like sometimes Bowser would show up and take over the kingdom like right outside, and you would just be helplessly sitting there eating your peach cake. It was really fun. BRB, see you in a bit. It was delicious. I want to go back. I want to go back so bad. All right. You're just eating some mushrooms and you see Bowser causing World War III in one of the ones. Yeah, that's kind of it. That's kind of what happened. Like a bunch of like you could hear like storm noises from a distance. Like it was kind of crazy. But after this, can I just have like a Universal Studios Japan walk through? Like no. Walk. This ride right here is what I went on my last thing of the night. This is the flying dinosaur ride at Universal Studios in like the Jurassic Park world. So like it's now my favorite roller coaster, but like the only thing I know how to compare it to is like to a park that is local to me. But like, let me see here. It's like, it had like, it was like twisty, turny, it went upside down. Like it was very intense. The G-force was very intense. However, imagine one of those rides where like they kind of lock you in with like the harness over top of your head. And it was like that where like your feet are dangling, except they like pulled you up so that you were basically like suspended over your stomach the whole time. It was so cool. It was so fucking cool. It's probably my favorite roller coaster now, if I'm to be quite honest with you. So very cool. I had such a blast on the night that I went. I also, okay, just for shits and giggles, I was walking around trying to find as many characters as I could because the characters like they weren't out the first day that I was there, so I got a picture with like Gru of Minion fame as well. Like unfortunately they don't the guy the characters that were there the first day that I was there, I didn't get any pictures with. It was Woody Woodpecker and like a girl Woody Woodpecker. And I'm scared of Woody Woodpecker. Like I do not like his shitty little stupid little laugh. It really freaks me out. And I think that's I don't know about Woody Woodpecker's reception in other countries. I've heard online that he's really popular in Brazil. And apparently Japan also, considering I saw him like walking, it was like the first like mascot that I saw while I was walking around Universal. My mom fucking hates him. Your mom is so based. I need you to get up and tell your mom right now that she's so fucking cool for that. I hate Woody Woodpecker. He's scary. He freaks me out. Like, yeah, he was just walking around, and I wanted to get a picture with him, but like I don't know, I didn't just for like shits and giggles. I wanted a picture with him, but I ended up not doing it. I very briefly saw Hello Kitty while she was on her way backstage when I got there the second day. So that kind of sucks that I didn't get any pictures with Hello Kitty either. But I got a picture with Gru and with Princess Peach and with Toad. And then I got pictures of Mario and Luigi. I didn't get pictures with them. Something about the line was really weird and I couldn't really understand. Like, I just knew everybody was getting turned away from the line, and I did not understand enough Japanese to really get why. So I just kind of left it alone. That's why I didn't get any pictures with Mario and Luigi. But I was kind of afraid because I ate that huge meal that I wanted to go on a roller coaster immediately. I was so scared that I was going to hurl. I did not hurl. Y'all will be so proud to know that I did not puke. It was really cool though. Unfortunately, the effect that this place has is kind of similar to other like big theme parks. With that, like a lot of the shops have like the same things in them. Like they have a lot of stores. You failed your food quest. Oh, I'm so sorry. If you're hungry, you should make sure you get something to eat though. Like there's a lot of shops, like both inside the park and outside this area where this person is walking. There's a lot of like Universal Studios themed like shops, but they all sell like the same items. Which is a little meh, you know. I kind of wish there was a little bit more like individuality like in the actual like shops that you can go shop at, just because it's like it's further incentive to continue exploring like the area that you're in. This one, okay, I'm pretty sure this roller coaster that you can see from outside the park, I'm pretty sure this was called like the Hollywood Dream or something like that. I ate at this Hard Rock Cafe. Nothing is particularly appealing to me. Yeah, no, I totally get that. To be quite honest with you, so real. I did that this morning and then just ordered a pizza. Anyway, I ate at this Hard Rock Cafe. Today is a very important day. Why is it an important day? Anyway, I ate at this Hard Rock Cafe. It has like a specialty Osaka burger. It's the 10th anniversary of the hit game Yakuza 0. Oh my God, that's like one of my favorite games of all time. Oh my goodness. They have a specialty Osaka burger. Hold on. Let me look it up. I'm not going to lie to you. It's nasty. I hate the Osaka burger. Hard Rock Cafe Osaka burger. It was so nasty. I didn't like it at all. It's kind of like this. They give you a little flag in it, except mine had like they put like a beef gravy in the plate, and I got a side of like garlic fries on a different plate. Yeah, it looked more like this. I'm sorry that this picture is so crusty, but it looked more like this. I don't know what this crusty thing was. I think it was a potato ? Is it on? Wait, Japanese selection Osaka. There we go. Okay. The Naniwa Doteyaki burger. Sucked. I didn't like it. Like I did not like it. I need to Google something real quick. Pickled ginger. Yes, I hate pickled ginger. That is a conclusion that I've come to while I was in Japan. I do not like pickled ginger. I really hate the way it tastes. I like ginger. I love dishes with ginger in them. Pickled ginger, I cannot stand. They just give you that shit with a knife in it. Yeah. And it is because and it is just in case you want to kill the chef for making a bad burger. I can confirm. Anyway, so it's like, okay, so it's a burger and it's got lots of vegetables and pickled ginger on it. And then there's your actual patty and this fried thing, which I think might be a potato. I'm not really sure. Wait, let me just see. Let me just look. Osaka Universal. Why doesn't it tell me what's in the fucking burger? Anyway. 50 baby mamas in Atlanta. I think it's a potato. I'm not really sure. And then it's got this like beef gravy like in the plate. Yes, it does make the burger, the bottom bun soggy. And it's got beef and vegetables in it. And the problem with it is that it's flavorless. It is so flavorless. It does not really taste like anything, except if you take a big bite, then all you can taste is like salt and pickled ginger. It's bad. I do not like this. I do not like this burger. However, the drink that I got, it was like a mango cooler. It had like mango, pineapple, orange, and strawberry juice in it or something. And it was, oh God, that shit was delicious. That was delicious. That was so good. But the burger, I did not like it. I tried. Here's the thing. I'm one of those people that like, if I don't like something, like I like psychologically, I can't bring myself to eat it. Otherwise it'll start activating my gag reflex. I tried really, really hard to finish this burger. But I couldn't. It was, I at least ate about half of it. But I just did not enjoy it, to be quite honest with you. Anyway, I did get my dad a Hard Rock pin because he collects the Hard Rock guitar pins. When did they do the Pokemon? That's cute. Anyway, so that was kind of it for Universal Studios. I had so much fun. I would definitely go again. I would love to just dedicate like a few days vacation just to Universal or whatever, because the brief little taste that I got of it was just so fun. And they had so much stuff that I didn't do. My energy just got zapped. Oh no. Like good zapped or bad zapped. Usually when people say zapped, that's bad. I got a selfie by the Universal Globe so everybody knows that I went. Oh, I'm sorry. What happened? Are you okay? So because I was going for a Hololive event, I brought my Okami Mio Friends with You plushie, and I just have pictures of Mio doing everything. Why is it a globe? Everyone knows the planet is flat. Well, you don't watch a Universal movie and think, wow, this is so realistic, do you? It's just a testament to the fact that they make fictional things. Man, I don't know why you didn't think of that. Yeah, it was cool. The staff there was so nice because I was alone. Every staff members were like so willing to like take pictures of me like for me, so I wouldn't have to like have off-putting selfies everywhere. And also like really nice strangers. There's a model of like the shark from Jaws in there somewhere, and I got a picture of like with my head in it. And there was a really nice couple who was like willing to take pictures of me because I didn't have anybody to do it for me. Very kind, very kind. But yeah, I'd love to go back. I'd love to dedicate like a whole vacation to it because it was just a lot of fun. I could never. I saw that pic and just shivered in my timbers. Wait, what pic? Wait, what? Hold, wait. Oh, the shark. The shark. It's a fake shark. It's a rubber shark. Don't worry. It's just a fake shark. It's okay. Not a real shark. It's not really the shark from Jaws. But everybody was getting pictures like with their heads inside it and whatever, or like pretending that they just caught it. It was really cute. What else? So much else. So much else. After we were in Osaka, I'm just going to keep the walk playing. After we were in Osaka, we got up really early because we had to catch another bullet train. back to Tokyo. So we went back and what do we do? That first day in Tokyo, that was when jet lag got to me, because travel days were so fucking stressful. Travel days were so stressful. And I will admit, a lot of it was because I felt like I was doing everything alone. I felt like I didn't really have a lot of support from my cousin, and anytime anything would just go wrong, I just felt like I was just alone in all of it. And it just made me so fucking stressed out, like trying to make sure like both of us were like where we needed to be when we needed to be there, because like I just felt like he like wouldn't, not that he couldn't, that like he wouldn't do any of it like on his own. So I just had like, I was like the manager, the leader, the everything. So that made travel days like really fucking stressful. Although like when we were physically on the bullet train, it was so cool, like watching the world like whiz by and everything. It's about 3 hours from Osaka to Tokyo. And excuse me. I think I took a nap. It was a nice peaceful ride. However, okay, let me tell you this about bullet trains, okay? The regular amount of footroom that you get on the bullet train, on a Shinkansen bullet train, is enough. It is plenty of footroom. It is like a really good airplane seat. You have plenty of room to put your stuff in between your legs if you want to, but also there is overhead luggage, like carrying stuff. So I would say upgrading to a green car that boasts like extra feet room and like rotatable chairs and whatever, making that upgrade is not worth it in my personal opinion. Save yourself the money if you ever do that kind of thing, and just take like a basic seat on a bullet train. Because the whole point is you're not like on a train for a super long time anyway, because it's super duper fast. And in my personal opinion, just the basic amount of footroom was perfectly fine. It was perfectly enough. Yeah, the big roller coaster that you see on like from the outside of the park, I'm pretty sure it's the Hollywood Dream. I wasn't able to go on it because the entire time that I was there, the line was like 2 hours long. But if I ever go back, I definitely want to try. But yeah, once we got back to Tokyo, we basically found our way to our hotel. And then I fell asleep. I fell asleep for the rest of the day. I woke up at like 9 p.m. It was way too late to do anything. So I think I just ordered food and I chilled out for the rest of the night, and just like was like in and out of sleep for the rest of the day. Like that day, like we got to Tokyo and I was like, snork me, bitch. Like, but the day after that, so that would have been Wednesday. So Thursday, what did we do on Thursday? Because, oh yeah, Thursday we went out to Sanrio Puro Land, which let me look up a walk for there too. Sanrio Puro Land was our Thursday, and I dragged my cousin out of bed because everything was made out to be kind of time sensitive. I went to this train station, but I did not see this particular installment. I did see other like stained glass style like Sanrio installments while I was there, but I did not see like the big one. Which I'm a little sad, but it's okay. We got there 2 hours early. Like we started standing in line 2 whole hours early. because there were a couple of things that I wanted to do that all like the advice TikToks that I had seen were like, no, like you have to do this thing first. No, you have to do this thing first because the line is going to get so long. It's going to run out of stock or whatever the fuck. Remind me that if we ever do anything together with your cousin, everything we do is going to be, we have to do this or we're going to die. Yeah. Yeah. Basically. Yeah. Yeah. True. I will definitely. But so we were in line outside of the park 2 hours early, and there were people there who were already waiting when we got there. This is the entryway. It is so fucking cute. So we were like right here in the line when we got there 2 hours early, and there were already people like lined up across the bridge. There weren't too many people, but there were people who had brought like tiny chairs or like little foil. This is really interesting. They bought like little foil pads that they put on the wet ground so that they could sit down while they were waiting for 2 hours for the park to open. We just so happened to be there like on Cinnamoroll's birthday as well. So I was just surrounded by Cinnamoroll. And I couldn't figure out why until I heard the word Tanjobi, which is birthday in Japanese. And I did a quick Google search. And I saw that, yes, the day that we went was Cinnamoroll's birthday. And I guess they were going to have like I guess they were going to have a special performance for him for the parades for the day. So we were waiting out here for like 2 hours, and it got so cold because this is before I had the idea of buying like hot hands or whatever. I bought the hand warmers because of this experience. Because I was there in my cute little skirt, and I was wearing like tights and socks together to keep my feet warm. But like the wind got like under my skirt so quickly, so like my legs were like so cold, even though I was mostly warm like up top. Like my legs were freezing cold. Yeah, honestly, it wasn't that bad though, because I had my headphones and I was listening to an episode of Creepcast. And God, sorry, I just thought about like my phone bill. The way that I did international data roaming was I got like a day pass from my phone company that was like $12 a day, and I was gone for like 10 days. So it's gonna be something stupid like $120 additional on my fucking phone bill. I'm just thinking about that and getting worked up. Anyway, need some water. Fuck. Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. Even just like, walking in, right? We walked in, and because we were so early, we were like the first ever like people in line for the most popular ride. And I really wish I could show you the picture because just like any theme park, they take pictures of you like while you're on the ride, like candid photos. And ours, like it gave us like a 3, 2, 1. But neither of us were ready. Like we didn't know it was coming and we didn't know where the camera was. So we both like it looks like an active hostage situation. It looks awful. But yeah, the boat ride took you through like a bunch of scenarios where you could see like animatronic like Sanrio characters like doing whatever they do, and they're like separated by room. So there's like a bakery for Cinnamoroll. This was like one of my favorite parts, like all the glowy stuff for little twin stars made me so happy to see. I love little twin stars. For anybody who's wondering, put this on the Pippi Ananasa record. My favorite Sanrio character of all time is Big Challenges from 1976. They don't make any merch of him. And his only appearance in anything was in Hello Kitty Island Adventure in 2023, which you should be aware that I was a fan of Big Challenges before Hello Kitty Island Adventure. But I am glad that Hello Kitty Island Adventure has put more eyes on Big Challenges because he is my favorite. I just think he's very encouraging. You will overcome your big challenges. And I think personally that Sanrio should create a plushie of big challenges. And if there is ever a Pippi Ananasa Sanrio collab, you can definitely vouch that I will do my best to get them to produce merch of me with big challenges. I will do justice for big challenges when I get famous. Okay, that's the plan. Here we have like a pudding factory for Pom Pom Pudding, which made me very excited. I love Pom Pom Pudding. He was my favorite in like middle school. And then Pom Pom Pudding became Pluto's favorite. So I was like, fuck, I need to pick a different favorite. From what I've been seeing, Cinnamoroll has been becoming like more and more like the most popular with the character polls every year. And you know what? Cinnamoroll is fine. He's perfectly fine. I enjoy him. He's pretty cool. But I associate him with like Iron Mouse. And like in my head, I'm like, well, that's Iron Mouse's favorite, so it can't be my favorite. like in my head, Cinnamoroll is already taken, so my favorite can't be Cinnamoroll. And for anybody else who has this weird kind of mentally ill mindset about everything, this part was so cool. This was probably my favorite room. In addition to the little twin stars room, because it was just, God, it was so fucking cool. Yeah, for anybody who has that same kind of mentally ill mindset of like, oh, this one is taken, like I can't do it. First of all, don't believe your brain. You can love whatever you want. But secondly, big challenges is taken by me. You can't like big challenges as much as I do. You can't like big challenges because I already like big challenges. Fuck off. Get off my lawn. This room was so fucking pretty though. I loved it. The boat ride, like, God, God, it was so cool. It was like Hello Kitty theme park, so fucking cool. We were in line. We were the very first people in line to ride on the boat ride. And by the time that we left and we were walking around the other side, the line was already so long that it was like let me pause on the parade real quick. The line was already like wrapped all around the switchback, and it was going like up the stairs towards the entrance. It was so fucking long by the time we got out. I also saw the Miracle Parade, but I did not get a very good seat for it. We were in like a concave, like a little cave or whatever, right next to a shop, because like we were a little late trying to get seated because we were doing other things, so I just didn't get a very good view of it. However, the dancers in the parade, I saw several of them. They were killing it. They were fucking killing it. You could tell that they just had so much passion for doing this parade. And there was a girl in like a strawberry chocolate like dress that I was absolutely in love with. She was so cool. The parade is in Japanese, but it does have a plot. I didn't catch a lot of it, but from what I know, like Hello Kitty and Dear Daniel are like hosting a parade for all the Sanrio characters and all the residents by the wisdom tree. And then like an evil witch appears. And like she like starts attacking like all the Sanrio characters and like taking all their happiness. But then like you see everybody has like, we'll see it in another shot, surely. Yeah. Oh my God, there she was. I didn't get to see her. I saw her from like here down because of where I was sitting. I never got to see her for real. But like everybody had like a heart-shaped like light stick that you could buy. And okay, let me tell you about the technology, because the technology was actually really, really impressive. It was like it was all of the light sticks while you were on the Pure Land property were like connected to each other, so that like all of them turned like the same color at the same time during parts of the Miracle Parade. And it was so cool. It was like the coolest fucking thing ever. But everybody used like the power of their glow sticks to like turn the evil witch friendly and like turn her into a princess. It was so cool. I think that was the plot of the parade from what I could gather. I love all of Hello Kitty's like glowing like strawberries for the Miracle Parade. Yeah, like this is the transformation. She like turns into a princess. And again, I could only see it from like right here down. I just saw like she had turned white and I was like, oh my God, we made her good again. It was really, really cool. I think this was the only like parade that we were around for. Oh, workout. Okay, we did not eat here. There's two food courts here. Like two like formal restaurants here. One on like the bottom floor, the first floor, and then one on the fourth floor, the very top floor. The very top floor is the rainbow food court, which is where we got food. But in the basement, you could get your favorite Sanrio character as a curry. Which I did not do because I had heard online that the curries weren't really all that good. But I did get like a reusable. I tried to get tote bags from wherever I went. But I got a little like tote bag that was decorated with all the Sanrio characters like curry. That was like them in bowls of curry. It was very cool. Oh. Yeah, there was the character food court, the rainbow food court, and there was the a cinema roll cafe that we got some ice cream from. This is also the point, like the part where I went to the cafe and I got ice cream and I was just chilling, eating my ice cream. Was also when my cousin told me that I was weird for having like rotating pictures like of my partner as my home screen. And it was a really weird conversation that we had because he called me abnormal for doing that. It was just a really odd conversation to have over some like chocolate ice cream. But you know, whatever, man. The ice cream was delicious. And let me see. I don't know if this person is going to go. Yeah. We went to the rainbow food court. And I got like a roast beef platter, which was pretty good. But what was really good about this place is I got a Hello Kitty crepe and it was a chocolate strawberry crepe. That shit was so delicious. Oh my God, it was, oh my God, it was amazing. I think it was like rice and there was like roast beef over top with like a gravy, I think. I'm not really sure. No, I don't think there was any gravy. I think it was literally just like beef and rice and maybe some vegetables. Wow, I didn't see this. But the My Melody shop at the top floor had been changed to celebrate My Melody and Kuromi because I guess they both had their 50th anniversary this year. So the shop looked a lot different to celebrate them both. This is the Cinema Roll Cafe. It was very cute. It was so super cute. It had like so they had like regular soft serve and then there was like a brand of soft serve that they did here called I think Cremia. And the Cinema Roll Cafe had the Cremia ice cream. Was it called Cremia? I think maybe that's wrong, but I don't really know. Whatever. It was like a premium soft serve ice cream and it was delicious. We both got chocolate. Japanese chocolate. I love Japanese chocolate because it is a little bit like American chocolate where you can taste like it's a little bit more of a cocoa taste than a sweet taste. I cannot stand European chocolate because all the European chocolate that I've had from when I've been in Europe is just like, it's just straight sugar. Like it is just specifically like UK chocolate. Like when I was in Ireland, the chocolate like industry there is basically ruled by Kinder and Cadbury, which is, for me, it's just like it tastes so much more like sugar than chocolate. Like it's just straight sweet as opposed to like what I prefer, which is a little bit more of like a cocoa-y like taste. And that was like all like a lot of like the chocolate that I ate in Japan was like a nice like cocoa-y like silky chocolate. It was delicious. My sister's favorite Sanrio character is Charmy Kitty, which is Hello Kitty's pet kitty. Don't ask me about the ethics of that or how that works, but it's her favorite Sanrio character. And I found like the only Charmy Kitty thing in the big gift shop that I went to like during the time that I was there was like it was like a shoulder bag, so I got her the shoulder bag. Let's see what. Oh yeah, we also did the My Mellow Road drive. And okay, when I told you that I had like a negative experience of a teenage girl who was like making fun of me, it was in the line to My Meadow Drive. And usually when people make fun of me, I don't care. Like I don't care about like looks that I get, like weird looks that I get in public. I don't care about any of that. Like I cannot tell you like how unbothered I generally am by like bullying. Because my mom was bullied as a kid, so she like always hammered it in my head that like, you know, she helped me when I was like much younger about like how like this stuff like shouldn't like bother me and like how to be chill, you know, and how to just let it not bother me. But I was stuck in this line. It wasn't even the fact that she made fun of me, but she was making fun of me for like a good couple of minutes straight, where she would just like very slowly like turn her head to look at me, and then she would say something, and then like both she and her like her friend would like giggle. And it would like, it wasn't even the fact that it happened, it was the fact that like I then had to be stuck in line with her for like 30 minutes. Like I had to like stay in line with this girl who like was taking cheap shots at me for like half an hour while we waited to get on this ride. But like when we actually got on the ride, it was really fun. So the whole thing is that like you're riding like Kuromi's Rent-A-Car, and you're kind of like riding it through like My Melody's life story, like visiting all these places that are really special to My Melody. And there's so many like moments, like you stop like once per room and you get your picture taken, and then after that you can go to a little station and like decorate like your pictures with like sparkles and stickers and whatever. And then you can go to a counter that lets you like buy your decorated photos. It was a whole lot of fun. It would probably be a little bit more like enjoyable if I could hear, if I could understand Kuromi's like banter, but either way it was super fun. Oh, I went through here too. This was like a little Twin Stars like photo op moment like room, and you had to go through like a mini like mirror maze to get inside, and it was really cool. I took pictures of my Mio plush in here because it was just so cute. This would be a great place to go with like friends as opposed to like relatives, but like if you're really big with like taking pictures with your friends, then Sanrio Pure Land is like the place, because there's so many like areas that are clearly just for like taking photos. And it's such a good time. It's so cute. It's like so immersive, and I love it a lot. I have pictures of myself. There's like a little crescent moon in the back of the room. There's a picture of me chilling on that. Yeah, it's so cool. Obviously, lots of gift shops in here. So many gift shops. Um, it was honestly a little bit overwhelming, but it was okay. Guys, while we were in line, we have a basket full of things like little gifts and souvenirs. We have a basket full of shit, right? And we're standing in there, and my cousin goes, "Where's my debit card?" Man lost his debit card. And like the basket is already full. Like, I'm like, oh my, like, what do you mean you lost it? Like, why don't you have your debit card on you? And at first he tried to point the finger at me. He was like, I gave it to you to take to Universal, like, by yourself that one day. And I was like, okay, fair point, except I set the debit card back on top of your passport visibly on the top of the stack next to your bed when I got back. I put it back, like, bro. And it was like a whole thing where like he just could not. He was like, I gave it to you. I was like, I gave it back. He was like, I don't remember putting it in my wallet. And I was like, that's not my fault. Like, it was like a whole thing in the middle of this gift shop while we're in line to like pay for our shit. Now, granted, because I'm a genius, I put that card on my Apple wallet, so it's not like we were shit out of luck. And I managed to use Apple Pay to pay for the things that we had gotten because my IQ is 350,000 actually. But it was like a whole thing, and I was like, I don't know, like, because if you don't remember putting it back in your wallet, then that means that card is, I don't know, it's in Osaka. It's 5 hours away, like by a regular train. It is 5 hours away, and you're shit out of luck. Like, I don't know what to do. But then he remembered. He was like, wait a minute, I had to use it to pay for early check-in when we got to Tokyo, didn't I? And I was like, yes, you did. So it had to be near us. And then I think like a couple hours later, he found it like in his backpack. He found it in his backpack. He was like, I need you to call me an idiot. I was like, well, you're not an idiot, but I'm glad you found it. Like, it was like a whole thing, but we did manage to get like everything. And it turned out that there was no issue with the debit cards or anything like that. The one thing that I was worried about with Sanrio Pure Land was not having enough time, and like not being able to not being able to get through everything from open to close. But we actually did a lot. Like, we watched a parade, we did both of the rides, we did a character meet and greet, we met Kuromi, and honestly we were kind of struggling to fill the 3 hours in between the rides and everything that we were doing and meeting Kuromi. We were like struggling to figure out what to do with that time. But we also did the Discovery Theater, which is like a cinema roll interactive like shooting game ride. That's a lot of fun. And meeting Kuromi was so cool. I gave the staff member my phone, and they're only supposed to take one photo, but she took a bunch. She took an actual photo of me and Kuromi, and she took a photo of me and my cousin and Kuromi, and she took a photo of Kuromi giving me a hug. Like, it was like a whole thing. It was so sweet. It was so cool. I loved meeting Kuromi. But like after that, it was like 4:30. Like, we still had like an hour or so until the park closed, and we had basically done everything we wanted to do. So we left. We got like a really good day out of it. I'm really happy that I went. And I would love to go again with like friends, because I feel like I really could like fill up a whole day and like run out of time if I was there with like friends that I love to yap and shop with. I'm like really happy, that I went. I did not see this though. Lady Kitty House is a place like specifically for you to like take pictures of Hello Kitty. And he was not at all interested in going in here. And so we didn't. But I think next time, if I go next time, I definitely will. That was our Thursday. I don't think we did anything else on Thursday. But on Friday was very exciting because we went on a full day tour of Mount Fuji. Just gonna go through this one stop that we did. We went on like a full like 1 day tour from like 8 a.m. from like 8 to 5 or something like that. Of Mount Fuji. And it was so cool. We went to a park where you could fill your water bottles with like water from Mount Fuji, and that shit was so delicious. A lot of the packaged water bottle in Japan is like mineral water, where it's got those like minerals added for taste, and I really don't like that. So like several pieces of ham, a bowl of oatmeal, and a glass of milk sounds delicious. I hope you enjoy. Happy dinner. God, it's God. I want to be like, it's already 8 p.m., but I woke up at 3, so that would be why it is quote unquote already 8 p.m. But we filled our water bottles with like water from Mount Fuji, and that shit, oh God, that shit was so delicious. It was amazing. We also picked up local strawberries because I fucking love strawberries, and I absolutely like blew through the entire package on the bus. They did not want you. They did not want you to eat on the bus, but we did anyway. We definitely did anyway. Our second or third stop was like it was like a local restaurant in a village kind of high up, and I think what I got was Wagyu beef. I got like these thin slices of Wagyu beef on like a stone plate, and the guy the wait staff like lit a little like a candle something under it so I could like cook the beef and eat it straight off the stone plate. It also came with like udon, like miso soup, and some vegetables. It was, oh my God, it was delicious. I asked for more rice and they forgot about me. That's the only complaint I have about the restaurant, is that I was like, hey, could I get some more rice? Gohan kudasai, and they were like, oh, okay, and then they just like never brought it to me. But they had a lot of people to feed, so it doesn't really matter. It was a very filling meal. I went to a park. I don't remember the name of the park. I'll have to look it up, but I went to a park that had like 397 stairs up to like a it was like a pagoda. It's a pagoda that honors the people who died after World War II, I believe. Or like after a very certain war is the purpose of the pagoda. But you can go up another flight of stairs and catch like a picture of the pagoda with like Mount Fuji in the background. And when I tell you, my body was so fucking beat after climbing 400 stairs. But that picture, that view was so fucking worth it. Genuinely, it was so worth it. I also prayed at a shrine. I did I put my coin in and I did I bowed and whatever. It was a very cool experience. I bought I bought a happiness charm, and I got good fortune. And I brought my good fortune home with me because he said that our tour guide is really cool. His name was James. He was sick as fuck. Really funny also. He was like, you need to make sure you know if you're getting good fortune or bad fortune, because if you have good fortune, you're supposed to bring it home with you. But if you get bad fortune, you're supposed to tie it up in a little knot next to the shrine and leave it here. And he was like, apparently there's a lot more tourists who've been coming to this shrine who don't know the difference, and they end up leaving behind their good fortune. So I Googled it and I got good fortune, so I made sure to bring it home with me. It was a really interesting experience. And then my happiness charm that I got, it was in like a little light blue like sack with the Mount Fuji on it. Very, very cool, very interesting. I loved it. It's sparkly. I love just like staring at it. I put it around my Mio plush's neck so I could take pictures of it. And we went to I got ice cream there also. You're gonna notice a pattern. I got so much ice cream in Japan. They're a big soft serve place and it was delicious. I got like a vanilla cone that my cousin and I split because I like ate half of it. And then he wanted to get his own.
but he realized he didn't really have a lot of time, so I just gave him the last of my, like, the rest of my cone. And then we sped off to another place. We also went to this park that I have the walkthrough pulled up for. They also had ice cream that I also got, but I need you to pause before you call me a little sugar fiend, because let me tell you, the ice cream that they had here, they had it in like all kinds of different flavors, right? And I got coffee lavender swirl, and it was so delicious. It was so good that I almost bought a second one, but I didn't want to throw up on the bus or anything like that. I didn't want to get sick, so I didn't. But I was like, oh my God, like I wish that we had this at home, because it was fucking peak. It was so good. Oh God, it was delicious. But yeah, this park was probably one of my favorite. I rescued a running dog and Majima named it Zoomies. That's so funny. I love this. So do I. That's my favorite grandpa. Google, show me a picture of this guy's balls. This was probably one of my favorite stops, because the views we got of Mount Fuji were just so beautiful. Like, there wasn't a cloud in the sky. It was so stunning. And I have been so worried, because like up until this point, the sky had been cloudy and rainy, but we just magically got like a perfectly clear day on the day that we wanted to go to Mount Fuji. It was so good. This is Oishi Park. If you guys ever go to Japan, please go to Oishi Park. Please look at the mountain, and please eat the coffee lavender flavor ice cream. It's on the first floor of the ice cream building. The top floor has like the premier creamy vanilla and chocolate, but please, if you know what's good for you, go get the coffee lavender. It's fucking amazing. It's so good. Then we went to a Lawson. There's like a really famous Lawson that, like, if you look at it from the front, you can see Mount Fuji in the back, and it's really cool. And then we headed back to Tokyo Station. Our tour guide was so cool. His name was James. He'd been living there for like 4 years, and then he was like, "You guys have my line, my WhatsApp. So like, if you have any questions while you're visiting here in Japan, like, go ahead and let me know." Like, I left that man a 5-star review. And I was like, show this to your boss, because you're like amazing. And I tipped the bus driver like 1,000 yen. Wow, amazing. It was a really cool experience. And I would absolutely do it all over again. I love that funny little mountain, guys. I love that funny little mountain with the snow on top. After this, though, we kind of we had like a free day on Saturday where we went to Akihabara, and we went to Tokyo Joypolis. Tokyo Joypolis was so fun, because they had the taiko drums, and also the round like rhythm game. Everybody here, like everybody in the US, compares it to a washing machine. Like the washing machine, like circular rhythm game, and I'd never played it before, so I didn't really understand the hype. And then I started playing it, and it had like all these Vocaloid songs and all these like Toho songs, and I was having like so much fun just playing. I love them both. I want the drum game on the Switch. Genuinely, like, it was, oh God, it was such a blast. I wish I had played more of it, because oh my gosh, just Chrono Circle or whatever the fuck. Wait, hold on, let me look it up. Chrono Circle. Yes, Chrono Circle, that's it. Yeah. It looked really similar to this. God, it was so fucking cool. It was amazing. I loved playing it. Even my cousin got kind of addicted to it. When we left, he was asking, like, I wonder how much it would cost to buy one of those machines and just have it in my house. Why does Japan have to have so much cool shit? More like, why does the States have to not have so much cool shit? I think we should normalize taking long baths and having big bathtubs and cool rhythm games. It would be amazing. But on Saturday we went there and we played a lot of crane games. I was trying really hard for this. So Tokyo Joypolis is owned by Sega, so I was trying really, really hard to get this this like Sonic plushie out of like a crane game because it had like the Tokyo Joypolis logo on his foot. I was trying so hard to get it and I just like I couldn't. I put so much money into that machine and I just like I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't quite get it. There were times where I definitely had it and then he would just slip out. Like these machines must have been like an extra layer of rigged because I fully had it like in my grasp like 4 or 5 different times and he just magically slipped out like after he had been lifted up or whatever the heck. It was infuriating. It was so infuriating. But still I like doing crane games. So even if I don't get anything, I just enjoy trying. My cousin got like an emo My Melody like Lolita plushie. It was pretty cool. And then we headed off to Shibuya. We went to Shibuya Crossing and I got a picture of, we went to Shibuya Crossing. We went to the Nintendo store and the Pokemon Center. While at the Nintendo store, I got the full collection of like Nintendo fidgets, like the button sets and like the joysticks. Yeah, this set right here, the GameCube, the N64, and the SNES set, I got this whole set. And let me tell you how I managed to get this whole set, right? So I got a bunch of duplicates and I was very upset. But unbeknownst to me, after I was done, and I would go get I would go get more coins and I would go like go to like spin the gacha more times. My cousin would stand at the side of the gacha and he would hold my duplicates, and whenever he saw somebody walking away with one that I didn't have, he would ask to trade, like if they wanted to trade. And that's how I got the whole set, is because he's a fucking genius actually, who thinks of wonderful ideas, because I never ever would have considered doing that ever at all. But yeah, I got to see the Hachiko statue, the statue of the dog outside of Shibuya Station. And while I was there, like a really like hardworking idol was out there in the cold and in the rain, and she gave me her pamphlet. So obviously I took her flyer. I wasn't long enough to go see any of her shows. But she seemed really cute and dorky, so I took her paper, and she seemed very, very happy about it. It was a very cool experience being in Shibuya. But then we went to Akihabara, and we ate some curry for dinner. It was okay. It wasn't that good, but it was all right. Good enough to be filling and delicious for a while. We went looking for some resale games and toys and whatever. My cousin bought a Game Boy Light. Can I see that idol's profile on whatever social media she had on that paper? You told me about it and I forgot to, oh yeah, I forgot to show you. Yeah, I'll show you after stream. My cousin got a Game Boy Light, which is, I believe it was released in the ages of ye ancient Game Boy, before like the Advance. And its whole thing is that it has a backlight, which is very interesting. That's really cool. It was a really cool thing to watch him buy. And then we went to this like 8th-floor toy store, like a resale toy store, and I managed to get Nendroid, Konata, and Kagami from Lucky Star, which are some pretty expensive Nendroids because they're pretty old. They're like part of like the first 100 ever made. I believe they're 27, like Nendroid 27 and 28 respectively. It was a really cool find, so I bought that. I also found two stores with entire floors dedicated to Hololive. So I bought a lot of stuff from there. From the first store, I bought like every single Okami Mio acrylic stand that they had in that store. I got some like, you know, essentials that I didn't have before. And while I was there, when I made my purchase, the guy at the counter threw in like special tokens that were like they have the designs of like the very recent like Hololive spring collection on them. Let's see, I got Usada Pekora, I got Takanashi Kiara, I got Tsunomaki Watame, I got Himemori Luna, Todoroki Hajime, and Murasaki Shion Rip. It was very cool. They're just little like cardstock shaped like flowers with like the designs on them. Very, very cool. And then the second store was 5 stories, and 3 of them were dedicated to Hololive merchandise. And I did practice a lot of restraint, and I only bought a little keychain. And what was the other thing I got? I got 2 things while I was there. Oh, a button. I got a button badge. It was a really cool experience to go look around that store. But after Saturday, then Sunday, we went to HoloFest. And we went out and we got our the new luggage. I've never had a luggage with 4 wheels before. So like it's really cool to have, just like, you know, drag it along like with you while you walk. I love it. And yeah, that was pretty much it. We headed out really early on Monday, got on our plane, and you know, I've been home since last night. But yeah, I've missed streaming. I've missed you guys. It was a lot. It was very cool. Very cool experience. I'm really glad I went. Fuck. I've been throwing hands at this jet lag all day, but I'm glad that I've been here. I was gonna do something else, but we've already been up for 3 hours. And I've been so like I've been so tired this whole time, even though I've been having a lot of fun just kind of telling y'all what I've been up to. I think that's gonna be it though. How have you guys been? How have your, you know, experiences been? Because I know even I've only been out of the country for a week. Let's shoot for 40. But like I forgot to stream for like wow, I've been gone for like 4 weeks now, because I told myself, yeah, I'm gonna stream again before I go to Tokyo, and then I just fucking didn't. So how have you guys been? How's your lives? What have you guys been obsessed with or whatever? Like I said, I've been playing a lot of Project Sekai. Yeah, when I was in high school, I had one of my closest friends was really obsessed with Bandori and Project Sekai when that came out. Trying not to think about how I haven't been doing much else. Valid. At least you're investing your time in something. I feel like before I went on vacation, I would come home from work and I would just like do nothing. Like I would just kind of lay in bed and be sad. Like it was a little depressing, I will not lie. But like I'm glad to see, you know, that you're at least investing your time into something, you know, because like something's always better than nothing. Let's see who's streaming right now. It makes you wonder how I keep them going. Oh, I've got quite a lot of people who are online right now. I just wish I was investing my time. I don't know, like friends or something. Yeah, I can understand that too. I was supposed right before I left for vacation. I was supposed to go to a screenwriting class that I had signed up for and paid like $30 to attend. But I was just up really late the night before and I just really wasn't feeling it on the day of, so I didn't go. I'm a little bit disappointed in myself, you know? But like, it's not like, you know, the day will end and so will your chances to make any friends. I mean, there's always, you know, tomorrow, there's always like everything that is everything. Plus, you know, it's getting warmer. It's getting to we're starting to approach a season where most like more people will be out, more things will be happening. So, maybe you can find more to do where that is concerned. Yeah, spring is coming up. Everyone's gonna start getting back out and touching more grass again. So you'll have lots of opportunities. I'm gonna go outside and make friends. Me too. We're gonna go outside and make friends this spring. Okay, chat. Oh my goodness. I said this last spring as well. We'll probably say it next spring too, but what matters is that we give it the good fight. You know what? It's been a while since we have since we've raided Cookie. Why don't we raid Cookie? Sure, I will stay inside. You of all people need to be going outside. You need to be going out more. You need to be making friends, okay? Spring is coming up and that is the season of making friends. Got it? What should our raid phrase be? We're gonna raid Cookie. What if it's my friends are in my pewter? No. We need to have friends outside of the pewter, okay? Well, it's really good to be back. I think I'm at least going to stream maybe tomorrow or Thursday, because I still have quite a bit of time off before I have to go back to work. But yeah, it was really nice to come back and catch up. I'm glad you guys have been doing great. Remember to be kind to yourselves and each other. But also, if you don't make friends this spring, it's not like you won't have another chance or anything. Spring isn't the only season for making friends. Of course. All year is the season for making friends. Sometimes it's just a little harder than other seasons. But anyway, please remember to be kind to yourselves and each other. Make sure to get up, stretch, go pee, get some water. And I will be back very soon, for real this time. I have missed you guys so much. And I can't wait to see what we get up to for the rest of the year. Bye 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 bye.
Los gnomos. Me today? How are you, PP? PP raid. PP.
Yeah, baby.
PP. ¿Cómo era? Shut up. What? How to do shoutouts? PP, I'm a big fan. You're chatting. Were you throwing hands? Chatting about. We're talking smack about. Oh, yeah. Ah, yo. Ay, ¿dónde se fue? Frog raid.
Mamá huevo.
We like Froggy raid. How are you, BB? Ah, era aquí un chango. Yun de esa. I just got back from Japan. I was sending everybody on a trip. Heck yeah. We love trips to Japan. How many suitcases did you bring back? 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. ¿Llevo el carro? Me llevo el carro. 2. Nice. Aquí estoy. Mire. Aquí vengo. Aquí.
¿Dónde?
Ay, no más. No. Baby. Wait. Out of curiosity, was it how many? How much was the trip? Was it triple digits or digits? No, mira así. No. Tenemos 10, ay, perdón. Tenemos 10,000, nos cubre para la primera.
¡Ay! ¡Ay, el bicho que echa ácido por la boca!
Ah, no hace nada. It was a lot. Damn. Oh, but like from California, right? Yeah, I can't even go to Japan because it's far away. I'm the south. South. My cousin's kind of rich. Oh. Oh, nice. I'm happy for your cousin. Ya la puedes meter. Creo que your cousin is crazy.